Fun fact, I can't find any footage to stitch this to, so I'm doing my best. So this is Mott in Shin Megami Tensei 3, which I'm replaying on the Switch. I just beat the first dungeon. But, you know, this is one of the infamous bosses of this game. The other one is Matador, because apparently Matador, like, will ruin your day, even on a good day. But Mott's thing is that he has this ability called Beast Eye, which he can spam over and over in his boss fight, and it gives him 2 extra turns. So, like, as you can see, each of these symbols is a turn. So 3, 5, 7. Yeah, so he can, like, keep spamming that over and over. And the whole thing is that it is, like, pure RNG. So now this is a short background on Mott. What wilt thou gain by fighting me, god of death and meaninglessness? Doth more meaningless await a meaningless battle, or will it be answered by creation? Regardless, I shall destroy thee on the stage where death playeth its music. I shall scatter the embers of thy life. That was Mott from SMT Strange Journey, which I don't even know. I mean, his design kind of reminds me of, like, an Egyptian sarcophagus, but it's actually, like, Babylonian, I think. So he is also known as Mavet. He's the Canaanite personification of death, also associated with infertility, drought, and the underworld. He, quote, lives in the throne city, which goes by the name Hemri. A pit is his throne, and filth is the land of his heritage. According to another text, he holds the scepter of widowhood and the scepter of bereavement. He's prominently featured in the mythology of Ugarit, but some mentions survive in later Phoenician texts as well. A few references in the Bible also appear to be a memory of Mott, such as vague mentions of seemingly personified death in the books of Hosea, Habakkuk, and Jeremiah. Evidence from Ugarit indicates Mott was not worshipped, and he isn't attested in theophoric names. He was a demonic personification of an abstract concept rather than a god. Part 2. When will that be? Blah, 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 blah. I remember the good old days. We'll free them one day. So, in other words, so this is part 2. In Ugaritic mythology, Mott is one of the sons of the high god El, and as such serves as one of the enemies of the weather god Baal Hadad, whose life-giving waters brought life to the land. He was the lord of the desert dryness, the underworld, and all that is opposed to life, and as such is an antithesis of Baal. Some researchers argue that Baal's battle with Mott represented his role as a champion of the cause of mortal men, whose divine aid was crucial in preserving human life. According to the Baal cycle, Mott was another figure considered to be the, quote, beloved of Baal, the most favored among his sons, like Yam. After he had defeated the sea god and established his palace on Mount Saphon, he sent his messengers to announce the news to Mott, possibly expecting a tribute from him. In response, he described his insatiable hunger for flesh and challenged Baal. The following passages in the text are lost or unclear, but it is known that this ordeal culminated in Baal's death, followed by Mott's dismemberment at the hands of Anat. After Baal's resurrection and return to the throne, Mott likewise reappeared to complain about his treatment. Another fight broke out between them, but this time the sun goddess Shapash intervened and informed Mott that it was Baal who has El's favor. As a result, Mott presumably returned to the underworld. He makes few, if any, appearances in other Ugaritic myths. So now that I have the last minute of whoever's still watching this, what made me do a random video on Mott, right? So I've been randomly getting recommended by YouTube's recommendation feature on videos of, one was called like Oh Mott, where the guy in Nocturne like gets destroyed by, that beast eye ability of Mott's. And there's a few other SMT Nocturne videos that I'm hoping this video will be, recommended to. But anyways, like this video if you liked it, subscribe for more, and I hope I can beat Nocturne.